Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Primetime News, broadcasting to you from our Nampa TV studios. I'm Selima Shumwefeleni Masipa. Leading our bulletin, this morning the Windhoek Magistrates Court removed from the docket a case involving multiple City of Windhoek cleaners who were arrested for allegedly inciting public violence while advocating for increased wages. Among those arrested was Michael Amushelelo. Eba Kandovadu was at court and filed our lead report.
The cleaners Emmanuel Mbonda, Alfred Kashimbi, and Padilia Hamukwaya appeared before Magistrate Tikando Mutafela, who ordered that the matter be struck off the court roll and that bail monies be refunded to the suspects who were arrested in February last year. Over 100 street cleaners at the time went on a strike, demanding better working conditions, salary increments, and permanent employment contracts.
This is a tactic in order to silence social activists who want to obviously fight for justice. So that is why today the state felt that it was necessary for them to go and destroy their own docket because they realized that they didn't have a case to start with. So we are going to make sure that we are going to obviously insinuate law proceedings to sue the state, because unfortunately, as you can see, all these people, they were unlawfully arrested and kept in detention for a period of about 7 days, and we are going to make sure that we sue the state accordingly so that these people can be compensated for the emotional and financial damages that they suffered. Imagine these poor people every single day they must come to court. People obviously are assuming that they are hardcore criminals because it's only obviously criminals that come to court, but these were people who are just a victim or they were just basically casualties of a war that is between me and the government. And they obviously arrested these poor people in order to make an example, to say that if you stand with Amushelelo, if you are working with him, if you are speaking with him, we are also going to arrest you so that people can be deterred in order for them not to stand with me.
A 38-year-old man accused of rape at Walvis Bay reportedly committed suicide after learning that the victim had informed the police about the incident. The incident unfolded on Tuesday as the deceased allegedly hung himself inside the garage of his residence. Isabel Bento filed this report.
Namibian police spokesperson in the Irongo region, Chief Inspector Ileni Shabumba, in a crime report on Wednesday said the rape incident allegedly occurred on Monday, when the suspect reportedly called the victim to the house to assist him with a window that is usually stuck. According to the victim, after they closed the window, the suspect reportedly locked the door and raped the victim. Shabumba said the suspect then threatened to kill himself if the victim reports the rape incident. The victim returned to her apartment and informed someone who called the police. The police immediately attended to her and rushed her to the hospital for medical examination. The suspect, who was a nephew to the owner of the house, was allegedly not found at the house and was not arrested at the time. On Tuesday at about 1500 hours, the police at Naraville attended to a suicide incident reported at the same house where the reported rape incident took place. The deceased was identified as a man who, according to the police, was recently released from correctional facility after serving 10 years in custody on another rape case. Police investigations are ongoing. Sheila Perestrello reporting for Primetime News.
Turning our attention to diplomatic affairs. Today, the Namibian government joined forces with the United Nations to host a national workshop and training on measuring illicit financial flows. This collaborative initiative aims to strengthen policy making for measuring and monitoring illicit financial flows within the country. Sylvia Hashondali brings us the following report.
Bojan staff on Wednesday during the national workshop and training on the measurement of illicit financial flows said that to combat the issue, there has to be a strong collaboration between bilateral partners as it can fuel corruption.
Illicit financial flows, we know what they are. We are proposing methodologies how to measure. The UNODC is dealing with the crime-related illicit financial flows, such as the illegal markets, drugs, smuggling of migrants, corruption, and so on. The UN Trade and Development is focusing on so-called tax and commercial illicit financial flows. And this is why we are here in these days and within this project, to measure tax and commercial illicit financial flows. such as trade misinvoicing, profit shifting, tax evasion. So we have provided a guidelines, so a set of methods, or maybe not really a set, maybe a suite of methods that is then being used by the national authorities to measure illicit financial flows. I think it's important to note that up to date, only a few data points have been actually officially released on illicit financial flows. We have to remind ourselves that illicit financial flows, by definition, are hidden, which means we will never be able to fully measure illicit financial flows.
Nastav further stated, however, that developed countries are not immune to illicit financial flow and that it has a detrimental effect on sustainable development. Sylvia Shandali reporting for Primetime News.
Turning our attention to developments on the coast, regional leadership and other stakeholders led by Kunene Region Governor Marius Shea paid a visit to the office of the Irongo Governor on Tuesday to gather insights from their counterparts on green hydrogen projects. Here's more on this story compiled by Isabel Bento.
And we have quite a very, very large land of good green hydrogen area, or where green hydrogen can be developed in our region. But like I said, Honorable Governor, for all of us, it's a new industry. And we really just came to learn from you how we can go about things, how we can do things. Honorable Governor, we are 3 regions that are on this new sector envisaging serious development, which is Karas, Irongo, and Kunene. And Karas and Irongo have already started. They have already started with these projects. And Kunene, we are in a phase where we are about to start. But we felt, because we have quite a lot of investors that are coming to present which one of them would be suitable and which one we must partner with or go with in terms of the green hydrogen project, we felt as regional leadership, let's go to our brothers who have already started and we learn from them and not do mistakes probably, and also do wins that they have won.
There must be a close relationship and partnership to ensure that what we in government are doing and envisaging, we must sit down and engage the private sector so that we can walk the same walk, or talk the same walk.
Your top roundup is up next with the business segment thereafter. Welcome to Primetime Biz, your go-to source for all things business. The Namibian Ports Authority, or NAMPORT, handled a record-breaking 8 million tons of cargo during the financial year ending 31 March 2024. Our Irongo regional journalist Isabel Bento filed our lead business story.
A media release issued by the company's executive for commercial services
Elias Muenyo on Monday stated that the major contributor to this growth was the exportation of goods including salt, copper concentrate, bagged salt, frozen fish, manganese ore, and zinc concentrate. The statement stated that the bulk salt exports saw growth of 10%, while copper concentrate increased by 12% and bagged salt exports witnessed a 1% rise. Muenyo noted that frozen fish exports surged by 29%, meanwhile manganese ore increased by 15.7%, while zinc concentrate grew by 2.9% and marble increased by 41%. Muenyo further said during the financial year 2023-2024, there were significant increases in the importation of various commodities, such as petroleum, representing a substantial 26% increase. Other imported commodities that also experienced noteworthy growth included copper concentrate, ammonium nitrate, wheat, sheep spurs, and steel. Additionally, the authorities recorded a commendable 7.9% increase in the importation of goods in comparison to the previous financial year. The financial period ended, the number of vessels calling at Namibian ports surged by 29% year-on-year, escalating from 1,636 to 2,115 calls, primarily driven by increased activity across various vessel categories, including foreign tugs and dry bulk vessels. Konjini Mbinga reporting for Primetime News.
Deputy Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises, Maureen Hinda-Mwende, highlighted Africa's significant burden of illicit financial flows. She underscored the importance of combating these flows during a national workshop and training on the measurement of illicit financial flows in Namibia held in the capital earlier today.
The concept of illicit financial flows is multidimensional and transnational in character, as it crosses borders and continues to diminish the income of the more needy while weaponizing the secret wealth of the buyer's riches. Therefore, it should have no space in any economy to seek to develop sustainability and contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic well-being of a nation. Like the concept of migration, they have countries of origin and countries of destination. And there are several transit locations. The whole process of mitigating illicit financial flows, therefore, cuts across several jurisdictions. These jurisdictions may protect fake charitable organizations, facilitate money laundering, warehouse distinguished corporations, and conceal anonymous trust accounts. Ironically, the fact remains that the funds involved often come from jurisdictions with scarce resources for development, financing, depleted foreign reserves, drastic reduction in collectible revenue, tax underpayment, or evasion and poor investment inflows, which statistics has proven Africa and Latin America are the main victims in most cases.
That concludes our top segment for tonight. Up next, stay tuned for tomorrow's countrywide weather forecast, followed by the latest economic news roundup. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sporting action. We commence with heavyweight boxing. Alexander Usyk may be the reigning WBA, WBO, IBF and IBO heavyweight world champion, but to many, the Ukrainian is the underdog going into Saturday's long-awaited unifying title fight with Tyson Fury in Riyadh. Size matters, it seems, with Southpaw Usyk conceding 15 centimeters in height to the 2.06-meter Fury, 18 centimeters in reach and close to 22 kilos in weight. And yet, he is not perturbed. "To win this, I don't need to be heavy, I need to be fast and quick," he told Ring magazine in February, just before the Fury fight was postponed after the Briton picked up a cut in training. Victory over Fury, who has held the WBC title since 2020, would make him the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the world since Lennox Lewis defeated Evander Holyfield in 1999. Moving on to the high-octane world of Formula One. Alex Albon has committed his long-term future to Williams after it was announced earlier today he had signed a multi-year contract extension with the British Formula One team. The Thai driver had been linked with Mercedes following Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari for 2025 and also a return to Red Bull. But instead, he has decided to stay with Williams after winning 27 of their 28 points in the 2023 Drivers' Championship as the team finished 7th place in the Constructors' Championship, their best placing since 2017. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. On that note, we're wrapping up tonight's edition of Primetime News. Join us tomorrow, same time, same place for more updates. Don't forget to follow the on-screen prompts to stay informed about developments within and beyond our borders. We value your interaction, so feel free to leave your comments below. From myself, Masipa, and our dedicated production crew behind the scenes, it's good night.